आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुः श्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मेस्तु तदात्मनि निरते य उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Om. May all my limbs attain strength. May the body, the mind, all the sensory and motor organs and the life force become efficient, powerful. All is verily the one without second, ever perfect, ever blissful, infinite existence itself, the Brahman. Let me never deny this truth of Brahman. Let me never be rejected by Brahman either. May all the virtues necessary to experience Brahman in life, which have been described by the scriptures, be with me. Om, peace, peace, peace. Let us try to feel this oneness of all existence by seeing that all bodies, everything around animate or inanimate is the same particles, same fundamental particles heaped differently, that's all. And that arrangement also keeps on changing. As bodies, also we are one. As the minds, again, it is the same material that constitutes all minds. There too, there is no difference between I and you. As we go deeper, as the consciousness which has no features of distinction, and therefore has to be same. Let us feel this oneness of existence. It can never be destroyed. It can never be born. It is ever present. There is nothing other than that. So it is desireless, so ever blissful and perfect. To experience this oneness, thus is the goal of everyone. This is the abode of peace and ultimate bliss. Om, peace, peace, peace. Clicker. So we were told in our last class that how one can experience the divine essence in various ways. There are different types of practices of devotion, and one most unusual and not at all prescribed, but it is there, and that is hating the God. We are told to love the God, yes, but God is the reality of everyone, and so if a person intensely hates God, that should be intense and it should be constant. The person should not hate anybody else but God. So what happens there? It is told that constant remembrance of God happens anyway. That it is through hatred. You can see that if you intensely hate somebody, for that time that you hate, constantly the mind will be just going to that. And when it reaches that intensity, that God is my object of hatred, then you become one with divine. So this is what is being explained by the sage Narada to the king Yudhishthira. This, as we saw, this book has story within the story within the story, and to make it very interesting, absorbing, and keeping the interest of the readers intact, in childhood. Even now you will see the stories like that, that it would begin with the discussion that, okay, father is telling some story to his children, and then starts. And then there was this tiger who came face to face to a sage, and then tiger started talking to this sage. Now the tiger is telling the sage, and then the tiger also narrated something to the sage, and then the sage tells a story which he had heard from somebody else. So now that somebody else starts telling, so the story is like that, keep on continuing, one narrator to another narrator to another narrator. So here it is Narada is narrating this whole story, and we saw this Narada tells, oh, but yeah, we have to begin at the beginning, that is reciting our prayers. Before our Tilak would point it out, let me start. So join in reciting. Janmadyasya yatonvayaditarat Schaर्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye Muhyanti Yat Surayah Tejo Varimridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. That from whom creation, sustenance and dissolution of the universe take place, who is both the instrumental and material cause of it, who is omniscient, is the only one having self-mastery, being the one independent entity, who illumined the mind of Brahma with the Vedic revelation, whose wisdom is the wonder of the greatest sages, in whom the world of three gunas subsists just as the combination of materials like fire, water and earth subsist in their causes without changing their elemental nature, in whose consciousness there is nothing false. On that truth supreme we meditate. So this is the prime object of meditation, the supreme truth. The God is truth. One may question, there are atheists like we don't believe in God. Can they say the same thing about truth? Everybody accepts truth. Yeah, it is. Therefore, when you are told a lie, you feel not very happy. It is. So truth everybody accepts. And this truth actually is with another name, God. So, so on the truth supreme that we meditate. And in this meditation we were seeing all these stories about how to realize this ultimate divine truth, our inner reality, our who really am I, that is also that truth. So all this comes here with very inspiring tales. So here we saw that the uh, this Shishupala was killed, and then and he became one with the Lord Krishna. And that is why this question came up. How could this demonical person, Shishupala, who always hated Krishna and always abused Krishna all the time, he always hurled abuses, and then why? The answer to that was told that things that you see now, that is fine, but there is a cause. Something that happened previously that you should know, so that you can now have a reconciliation or proper understanding of the situation. Like somebody was suddenly in a village, he was staying without mixing with people much, and was quietly settled as it were there. Whenever the occasion would come, he could help the neighbors, but would remain aloof. And suddenly, one day, a team of police officers came and arrested this person. He was staying kind of incognito, changing his name, but in his previous some years, in earlier life, he had amassed lot of money by cheating people, and when the heat of the law was approaching, he decamped with all this booty that he had stolen, somehow managed to change his name and identity, and started living in a remote village, so that nobody will be able to trace him. But when he was traced, people in the neighborhood, oh, what happened? He was such a nice man. Why was he arrested? Then the previous life, he looked very nice here, no doubt. But there is a previous life. There is a history to it. So, how this demon became united with Krishna, there is a history to it. What was he before? In the previous lives, there was this Jaya Vijaya, who kind of insulted the sages for these first-born sages, as it were. We had read that story long ago. Sanaka, Sanandana, then Sanat Kumar and Sanatana. So, all these, they were going to see Vishnu, and these Jaya and Vijaya, they were the guards at the gate. And seeing these not properly clad and little children, they said, no, you can't go. They stopped going, letting them in. And then these sages, they cursed them that you are not fit to be on this holy job, in this holy abode, because you are seeing only the external. And so they cursed them to become asuras, the demons. Asura has been explained, the word has been explained in some Upanishadic literature, that those who are identified with the physical body, they are demons, asuras. Because being identified with the physical frame, which we really are not, and that false identification becomes the cause of all sinful actions. If I think I am body, then I need so many other things. I have to therefore get them, and then for getting them, I can commit whatever sin is necessary to do. Therefore, we see people have murdered their near and dear because they had some desire for the body, thinking that I am body. One does indulge in various these such sinful actions. So these sages curse, you think of only body, become demons, that is fit for the behavior that you are showing. This is again, there is a question about this, that it sheds light on how we get the new body when this old body is discarded. For whatever reason, because it is changing, and at one stage of the change we call it dead. It is goes on, it is, one can easily see that what we call body is a continuously going on series of chemical changes. When the chemical changes stop, then the body will not continue. All this, therefore, this body when degenerates, then there is this subtle body, the information which stores all the desires and impressions. It now takes up another body. And how that another body is taken? There is the same that Upanishads say that it is due to yatha karma yatha shrutam, as are one's desires and as one's actions, karma. Accordingly, the new body will be taken up by that person. It's very similar, suppose somebody has a car, but then that car has either become too old or damaged, or his requirements has changed, then goes to get a new car. Now how that person will choose the new car? According to what I want. That person will think, no, I want this kind of car. No, I don't want any to add to any pollution, so I will take an electric car. So, okay, so that person will shop for an electric car. Then somebody would say, no, I would like a big vehicle. I have family and friends, we go together, so a small car will not work for me. So I will go for a big vehicle. Somebody has some other likings. So accordingly that person will look for. But what I like is not the only consideration. How much can I spend? That is another consideration. Ishani may say, I like to have a Lamborghini. But, well, are you willing to spend, say, some $500,000 for that? No. So according to what you can spend, you will get. There is that story, a man went to buy, it was getting stuffy and warm, and he wanted a hand fan, just to fan himself. So he went into the fan shops. Then he was shown something that was very nice. Just you have to press a button and lot of this air, there was a battery inside and nice, very smooth. He was told, what the price? This is $75. Have you got something cheaper than that? 75 is too much, So he was shown something else that costed $40. He said, still lower. Okay, something is like that. He went on asking, is there something lower? And then ultimately, he was shown that, okay, this one, it doesn't give much breeze, but you can keep on blowing like that. This costs $2. And then he asked, do you have anything still cheaper? Then he was given just a stick like that. What is this? This is only $1. What? How do you get breeze? No, you hold it in front of your face and move your head like that. So, if you want to go for that thing, then okay, you get that. So, how do you get new body? What you like and what you are capable of paying for it at all costs, You have to pay for the new body. And how do you pay? That is what is called karma cash. You have to, how do you accumulate karma cash? Just like how you accumulate money here. By working for somebody, then you accumulate money. If Mary Annie is working for herself, like say walking around to get exercise. Once I met her like that. Is somebody going to pay you for that? No. I will work for Brown University, I will do this. Okay, then you will get a paycheck. So similarly, karma currency also is accumulated when you do some unselfish work. That is why people are extolled to do the work that will help others. So by doing such work, you get some good karma, and with that you will be able to convert that, to this, you are buying the new body. You can pay in terms of that. So, this is how these now Jaya Vijaya, they were pushed into that demon's body, because that is what you are worthy of. Your actions did not befit your being in this celestial divine plane. So thus, and they were also told, okay, this will be only for 3 births. After 3 births, you will again regain your divine, this divine celestial stature. You will be one with God. So therefore first they were born as Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. So this what we see, that they therefore had now tremendous hatred and anger towards God, because that God did not protect me from this curse. These 4 little children came and cursed. God should have stopped that. God did not protect me, and so all hatred. It is, and so much constantly hating God. So Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, that they became the first birth of these 2, Jaya and Vijaya. Now Hiranyakashipu's younger brother Hiranyaksha was the younger one, and he first that decided to attack this world of God, So started tormenting everybody, became very, very powerful, and therefore we saw that the Lord Vishnu therefore took the form of Varaha, means a wild boar, and then killed him, slain. This now the older brother decided to wreak a revenge, and then it is, but for that he had to perform the austerities to get strength. And see, austerities, performance of austerities, it means you learn to concentrate your energies, and thus they become more and more powerful. It is for this, like energy conservation. This is the techniques are like that, like our boiler. Now, if the steam is going out all over, then it will not be able to perform the function for which it has been installed. It will not take the heat all the places where we want to the heat to come. So therefore plug the holes, concentrate more and more, and then the powers thus within us become more and more intense. So this is the idea in performance of austerities. Now this concentration brings power. Now the power can be used for whatever you have in your mind. That the nuclear power, for example, can be used as has been used to kill millions of people, raise the whole cities. But it can be used also for some great benefits that we see. That also is being done, that it is used for generating electric power to bring comfort to millions of people. So the austerities generate power, but now how to use that power depends, depends on the intentions of the person. So now this Hiranyakashipu didn't have that right intention. His intention was, thus I will become invincible, I will never be killed at all, I will be eternally, I will be ruling this whole universe. I will not have any rival. So it is Hiranyakashipu. It is. But then he first went to the wives of Hiranyaksha and his children, who were bitterly weeping that he was gone, he is no more. So people weep. So near and dear the wives were weeping that, oh, what happened now? Now it is all. So they said that we don't want to live anymore. But Hiranyakashipu gave them this knowledge from the scriptures, Now he himself is a demon. So, but they are all very highly learned demons. So this shows that learning, just in the sense of accumulating information, does not mean a person becomes saintly. It needs to change the behavior in the right direction. Otherwise, therefore, in Bhagavatam you must have seen before also how a devil, A very bad person starts to talking about the all wonderful, that soul is immortal and so forth. It is, we can read just to get some idea. Hiranyakashipu, who was grief-stricken by his brother's bereavement, performed the obsequies for the dead and comforted his nephews. To his dead brother's sons, he said that, O mother, O sister, O children, for heroic men, death in combat with an enemy is both fame enhancing and self-satisfying. Then, so it is, don't worry that he died in a fierce battle with Lord Vishnu. So it is, he fought. And then know that the Atman is eternal. He is changeless. Atman is pure, all-pervading and all-knowing. Through the power of Maya, he projects the bodies and first comes to have subtle body. In the extremely tremulous water surface, even trees seem to be moving. When the vision gets distorted, even the earth seems to be whirling. In this way, when the gunas of Prakriti create disturbances in the mind, the Purusha, who is in himself perfect, gets identified with that mind and the movements, and then the Purusha, though in reality bodiless, appears to be one possessed of a body. So he is trying to console the grieving relations that, oh, what can I say? You can just see that we are not the bodies. We mistakenly identify with body and therefore we suffer. This is what is commonly told. But there is very little impact, because the one who is telling also is identified with body. So it is devil quoting the scripture. It is telling all about immortal soul and so forth. Anybody can give a wonderful lecture. Shankaracharya therefore says that don't get deluded by listening to somebody giving wonderful sermons, wonderful, beautiful, deciphering the subtle meanings or subtleties of scriptures. You will hear this, but that should not be confused with actual spiritual experience. It is, he says, Shabdajalam Maharanyam Chitta Brahmana Karanam. That it is a lot of words. It is a lot of nice analogies. All that, what is that? Your mind will get further deluded by that. That's all. One should therefore see the life. Always it is important that not what the person talks, but how that person walks. If that person is walking the talk or not. That is very important. Otherwise, they will quoting the scriptures. Anybody can quote, the scriptures. They don't have any copyright. Nowadays, at least there are copyrights. Hey, why did you quote that without my permission? Like Yona writes a thesis, then somebody, hey, you quoted me without taking permission. It is. So, that is not for the scriptures. Jesus is not going to, sue you for quoting me. How did you quote without my permission? Not going to do that. The sages of the Upanishads, they don't have any copyright. So anybody can quote, you say. So he quoted like that. And many, in the history, it is known that thousands of very evil-minded people have used these scriptural quotes to achieve their evil designs. So, therefore, one must be very cautious. It is so. In Bhagavatam, therefore, on many occasions, somebody is shown to quote from scriptures like that. Now he told them, tried to console them, but he himself now had his evil designs that how I can become invincible in this world, and so decided to, propitiate Brahma by performing austerities. It is so that you hold austerities here would mean that you hold Brahma to ransom. Like somebody held the whole town kind of ransom, climbed on the electric pole up there and said, unless my demands are met, I am not going to come down, or I will jump from here. Now, who wants, to this against? So, nobody said, okay, jump down and we will bury you. But, oh, what your demands? Oh, don't do like that. So there was some negotiations and the demands were met. So the fellow comes down. Now, this whole trouble was for what? For fulfilling some demands. So, this person, Hiranyakashipu, he also went on performing these very fierce austerities. It is described here that it is the I have fast forwarded a bit so that we don't have to. It is. So Hiranyakashipu desired to make himself invincible, deathless, and unaging. Always has to remain young, and the unchallenged sovereign over all the worlds, all the three worlds, the heavenly worlds, the nether worlds, and this earth. Everything should be under my complete control. This is, you can see, that everybody wants in a way to be like that. There is a Hiranyakashipu hidden in us, that I want everything. I should have unchallenged authority on everything in the world. So, it is, this is what happens in daydreaming. One can study, what is this phenomena of daydreaming. That is not right now the topic. But that you always you become the best, greatest and everything in daydreaming. All your desires as if are going to be fulfilled. But being a dream, it doesn't last, and you just fall, that where you are, that's it. In daydreaming, you can become the richest person in the world, and that dream breaks in half a minute, and you find you are begging on the street, you see. So it is like that. So Hiranyakashipu is now working for it, not just daydreaming, but working for it. How can I achieve this? So performed his intense austerities, holding his hands up and with gaze fixed on the sky. He stood on his toes, as you can see, in this picture, that standing on the toes, raised his hands, and standing like that for ages. That the matted hair on the crown of his head sent forth gleams of light which made him look like the sun at the time of cosmic dissolution. What happens with austerities? Because of the conservation, the inner power starts coming out in various ways. In the yoga aphorisms, as well as in some Upanishads like Shvetashvatara Upanishad, some indications are given that the person's face becomes lustrous and so forth. Because that inner power is coming out, that it is so, and a lot of that was happening. So he did not eat or drink anything, and 1,000 years elapsed like that. Thousands years of the divine time cycle. 1,000 years not of human time, but the time scale of God. So it is. There is a story. One man wanted to make a little this thing, cheating God. So God had become pleased with him and asked, "Hey, ask a boon. What can I ask? Just give me your $1. Now, not human $1, God's $1 will have huge value. So, your $1. And the God said, okay, very good. Just wait my 1 minute. That would be about 100,000 years here. So, it's a huge time. So, it is, and because of that, there were this cosmic changes were happening. So much of energy was being released. Global warming, as it were, So, it is similar effects. They were the rivers and the oceans swelled. They say that a lot of part of this coastal areas are going to be soon under the ocean because of the global warming. So probably it was happening because of Hiranyakashipu's austerities. It is that once I was on a beach, and then the beach was a small strip. Not from here to up to that wall, a narrow beach. So the people told me that that is the global warming. Earlier the beach was 3 times more in our own lifetime. So it is, and now it has shrunk like this. So because of this Hiranyakashipu's austerity, so much of heat was being produced that all they scorched by the fire of his tapas. The devas felt that it is terrible. So they therefore decided to approach Brahma to make Hiranyakashipu stop his austerities, because everything is getting heated up, burnt up. One meaning of the Sanskrit word for austerities, that is the word that is used in original, tapas. Tapas means heating. So, lot of heat is being generated here. So, to stop this fellow from doing it, we all are being scorched to death. So please stop him. You alone can do it. Because the reason for his tapas is that you should grant him certain boons and better do it for your own sake. They tell Brahma that he is angling for capturing your abode, the Satya Loka. There are different types of these planes of existence are told. 7 going up, 7 going down, like that. So, therefore, one of the highest is called Satya Loka. So, and Brahma, please don't confuse it with Brahman. Brahman is the all-pervading existence. Brahma is the one who was the first created and was given the charge of creating this world as per the instructions of the Lord. Brahma doesn't create anything independently. He is under supervision and instructions of the God who pervades everything. So that is how Brahma was that living in Satya Loka. He was doing all his works, and Satya Loka being the highest world. Hiranyakashipu wanted that. So the other gods, demigods, they told Brahma, oh, you better take care of it, because not only we, he is coming after you. So Brahma thus goes to Hiranyakashipu, and then the story goes on like this. Idea is here is stretched a lot, but we will fast forward and kind of wrap it up fast. So Hiranyakashipu, when assured that he may ask for the desired boon, first, he recited a glorious hymn in the praise of Brahma, how great you are, and so forth. The idea is he will easily give without hesitation. When a person is praised, then that person becomes soft and gives. Therefore, those who ask for donations, they praise the donors, that, oh, you have been so generous, you have been so good, and in fact they extol that person to very unreal the heights of character. You have been such a noble person, you have all these non-existent virtues that they tell him, so that this person becomes soft and opens the purse wider. So that is why Hiranyakashipu is now extolling him, and then after that says, okay, this my boon now is this. It is said in some versions, but not in Bhagavatam, that he first asked for immortality. Brahma said, that is not in my power, and that is out of my jurisdiction. Everybody in my jurisdiction, whosoever is born, has to die also. So I cannot grant the boon of immortality. Anything else? And then he said this boon, grant that none of your creatures can kill me. None. Nobody in the world will be able to kill me. That during day or night. They cannot kill me on the earth or in the sky. I cannot be killed by human or animal, and so forth. And no one will be able to face me in the war. Means I will become the ruler of the whole universe, unchallenged, unparalleled, no rival for me. So it is, and with all this boon, and then since Brahma had promised, he said, okay, you have this boon, I am giving you this boon, and thus becoming the most powerful being, he ascended to the sphere of Indra, the king of these demigods, and kicking them all out from there. He could do anything, there was no power over him, and thus he appropriated everything, all that he wanted, and as you know, the wants keep on increasing. That is the problem with wants, So, if Yona goes to satisfy one desire, what happens? Earlier that there was one desire. She goes to satisfy it, that may temporarily get satisfied, but while getting satisfied, two more desires are born out of it. So it is like that, therefore desires keep on increasing. No desire can be really satisfied except one. Except one, Naomi, one desire you can satisfy. One desire that can be satisfied is realizing the Atman, realizing the Self, realizing the God. That is the only one desire that can be satisfied. In Upanishads, when this statement is made, Shankaracharya comments, none other desire can be satisfied because they are about non-existent objects. How can you satisfy your desire about, say for example, if you get the desire of drinking a glass of mirage water. Now mirage water, it is mirage, it just appears, there is no water. How can you ever satisfy that desire? Let me catch the horizon. Can you ever fulfill that desire? You can never fulfill any of those desires. So therefore, but God is. God is. And therefore, desire to realize God can be satisfied. Otherwise, any desire, I will become the richest person in the world. Oh, well, somebody else will become richer than you. Yeah, moreover, the richer, there are many definitions of being rich, So, it is thus, any of these desires cannot be satisfied. Thus, people become always dissatisfied. That is the reason. Dissatisfaction, frustration, that is the relative life we get. So this fellow therefore was, even after getting all, remained dissatisfied. And then we will, next time, we shall see this story of his son. How he got killed was one of the glorious chapters in the devotional literature of Vedanta, the story of Prahlada. So that will be narrated as a sequel of this. In fact, that is the main thing to be studied. So we will study it later, not on coming Friday though. Coming Friday, I will not be around here. I am traveling to Texas, so it is. But we will have the display. This was 155th class, So many of you have not attended, they say first class or second class. And those who might have attended also must have forgotten what was there. So there will be the from the past YouTube we will find out the one of the early classes, first or second. That would be about, I think, 5 years ago. So we shall now conclude with the closing chant. And then if you have any question, please feel free to voice or type that. Nigamakalpatarurgalitam phalam shukamukhadamritadravasamyutam pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhurho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha. O devotees, quaff to intoxication this nectar of the fruit of the tree of Vedas, flowing from the mouth of the great sage Shuka and mixed with the ambrosia from his words. Anybody has any question? There is no question here. Is there any question up there?
Yes. Question from Taraswin.
Namaskar, Taraswin.
Pranam.
Pranam.
Why, even after understanding the scriptures so well, it does not bring about the real change in one's character? What is the real obstacle? How can that be overcome?
Very good question, dear Taraswin. That is why there are two reasons for that. One is there was so much desire to enjoy these fleeting worldly things that they are fleeting doesn't really make any dent in our awareness. We think them to be real, permanent. By lips we say that yes, they are impermanent, but our actual awareness, which is seeped in ignorance, that this I and the world, they are real. You may say by words, by lips, that no, it is all not real, this all goes away, but the actual awareness, because of ignorance, is that this is all real. So even intellectually we study it, we understand it, but that understanding in the brain does not seep into our behavior. Like one of our members, she used to come very regularly. So she used to tell me, Swami, what you say makes perfect sense here, but does not make sense here. So that is the reason is that we have to put it into practice. One big obstacle is, and that is with many so-called intellectuals, that when they study, learn, understand, and can speak about it very eloquently, can write thesis on it and get PhD, but they do not see that this is for actually implementing in life and not for showing one's intellectual prowess or learning. This is not for making the show of learning. And that is one obstacle that one feels that, oh, I know that. I know that. I have read it. I understand it. No, dear, you have to practice. You have to gradually, to the best of your ability, and that requires lot of things. The practice is the difficult aspect. Understanding is easy aspect. Reading a book on music, how to play piano, very easy, read a book, but you can't become a pianist just by reading a book. You have to put it in practice. So it is like that, there should be an awareness first that reading is maybe necessary, but certainly not sufficient. Therefore, the scriptures tell Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, that you should hear, listen, with the idea to implement it. So then you continue to reverberate that in your mind. Fill your mind with that thought. Think about it. Contemplate on it. And then Nididhyasana means hold that to be the goal of life. I must achieve this realization. Then you can put that into practice. And as you practice, gradually the life changes. You see, the life depends on our awareness. If the awareness is that this world is for my enjoyment, then even our knowledge of scripture will be put to that use. Okay, so I have studied, so many do like that. When one scriptural school in India, one wonderful Swami used to teach. And he used to teach with some this more emphasis on the grammatical intricacies and all that. So I told him that he was a very nice, very revered Swami. So while discussing, I told that, look, why you pay so much emphasis on these grammatical intricacies? You must tell probably it would be better for us if you expound that change that has to be brought in life. So he smiled and said, you are very correct. But you see, many of these who sit here, they are here to pass certain exams and achieve certain degrees and get jobs. So that is why I tell that, but I understand what you say. And gradually he changed his style of teaching. So that must happen, that these things are not for for any worldly achievements. There are books actually like that. How can Bhagavad Gita increase your bank balance? Naturally, Yona says, yes, I am I'm a business person. Let me see how I can, by using Bhagavad Gita. No, then you will lose the essential aspect of it. So this is the main obstacle. Then there is the lethargy. Lethargy is another big obstacle. Even if you know, you should do it. I feel so tired. Many people complain like that oh, it is so tiresome. I feel very tired. So don't do. So lethargy is another big obstacle. One has to be up and doing. There should be, the energy must come out. Therefore Upanishads say that if you are not energetic, you will not be able to realize God. One has to put that power into your spiritual life. Otherwise, it will not move forward at all. So then there is the third obstacle told, that if you practice, you will achieve some further progress in it. And that further progress will make you feel that, oh, I have achieved a lot, that's enough, I think. What more? Because you see that you are above many other people, and then you see that's all. Being satisfied with just little achievement, that oh yeah, I understand now, and I did a lot, and then that person narrates how much practice he does and all that, and then feels satisfied. So that is without achieving the goal, you stop. That is why a very famous statement of Vivekananda: arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Because that is a temptation, Tharaswin, to stop. Okay, enough for this birth and so forth. So these are some of the obstacles. Any other question up there? So we shall conclude with the closing song. Mukund Madhava Govinda Bol, Keshav Madhava Hari Hari Bol. Mukund Madhava Govinda Bol, Keshav Madhava Hari Hari Bol. Hari Hari Bol, Hari Hari Bol, Hari Hari Bol, Hari Hari Bol. Krishna Krishna Bol, Krishna Krishna Bol. Mukunda Madhava Govinda Bol, Keshava Madhava Hari Hari Bol. Keshava Madhava Hari Hari Bol. There is some cake kept there for you to partake. And this is not for the web listeners, the technology is not that advanced that to offer that to the web listeners also. Maybe in due course that also will happen.